Watch us on YouTube and Facebook. Listen to our podcast and support us on Patreon. Thanks for stopping by.
As a rule of desired behaviors, each of us secretly judges one another with or with outward opinions. We evaluate behaviors and we estimate what we feel is acceptable and unacceptable around us. We determine what is normal by what we feel should or shouldn't be done. We feel obligation, attraction and repulsion from things that we place judgments on, and we determine what is normal by those feelings. What is normal to us is much more specific than our values. For example, it is normal to expect a person to kill in war, but not in corporal punishment, euthanasia, and self-defense. This is because it is specifically indicated in a war that people die, where there are no indications pointed out in the others. There are estimated rules of what is normal in these situations though. What we think of as normal usually derives from what we think is valuable to us. Basic concepts concerning morality, economics, etiquette, and what we have achieved along the way. Normal is usually attached to our ideas of what is right and wrong, good and bad. These ideas though are not the same, if they are compared to what is appropriate or inappropriate. Right and wrong, good and bad, carries more strength and value to our society than what a person's etiquette does. It is normal as evaluate what a politician should do, but it is a custom to expect a politician to do something in a certain way. This is the same in every situation that occurs in our society, no matter what the circumstances or situations are. Is it wise to give unlimited power to certain individuals to present pardons? Plenary powers to organizations, groups, corporations and individuals that protect federal crimes that have been committed? Crimes that have been covered up repeatedly before charges were brought against the criminals? Since Watergate, pardons have been given out more, and it is not a wonder why public opinion is so bad when it concerns the government. President Ford pardoned Nixon, and he contributed to the Nazi Party during World War II. Ronald Reagan pardoned everyone involved with the Iran-Contra affair. G.W. Bush pardoned the former Secretary of Defense Caspar Weinberger too. After Vietnam, you would have thought that laws would have been made, preventing us from attacking countries without declaring war. Congress has the authority to declare war, levy taxes, and passing any law they wish. They can also arrest anyone who breaks those laws, but the rights of the states and the individual are supposed to limit those powers. Congress can also create charters, giving government entities the same unlimited powers that they have. They did it with organizations like the Tennessee Valley Authority. This organization regulates our energy and has the authority to set prices without review. Problems concerning immigration can be seen today because of these powers. That is saying nothing about what our government did concerning Indian affairs. Associate Justice William Rehnquist stated, "The idea of limited federal powers is one of the greatest fictions of our federalist system. A fiction that needs to be dismissed and the truth needs to be revealed. It's time for us all to wake up." Did you ever wonder about the consequences though? If everything that was a secret in our past would have been told? What if all those secrets came to light, as they happened? If just after John F. Kennedy was assassinated, information about Operation Paperclip came out? How would John J. McCloy, being on the Warren Commission, affect the people in our country? What if information showed that Shakespeare was Francis Bacon, or the university wits? How would that have affected education and the world of literature? Media is very important when it comes to social change, and literature was the main source of media for quite some time. Where there is now the internet and television, once there were pamphlets and books instead. What if every playhouse and theater in London were shut down, never to open again? Shakespeare could have inspired Milton and John Locke. What if information about the transfer agreement between the Jews and Germany were discovered after the Second World War? Before Erwin Black researched and discovered his findings? What would have changed, and would our opinions have changed also? What if it was known that Gerald Ford and IBM supported the Nazis? Would there have been protests and violence? Times were different and Americans were blinded by false patriotism, which is today the cause of our government being so subverted. So much, that we cannot even say if it was done by outside forces or from within. We do not know if it was done by the media, government, our citizens, Cuba, or the Soviet Union. Our morals and values have become stagnant, and the people are tired of the lies that we are given. We have come to a point in history where enough is enough, and the corruption, secrecy, and lies must end. It is hard to believe in our leaders when these leaders are stuck in the same dogma that has plagued our country for years. Whether you need a 6-cylinder car or not, buy it and hurry up. Have you ever heard of the media saying consume less? Hurry up and save, save, save. There is a sale going on, so save by buying more. Some people are tall and stupid, and some are short, bald, and clever. If the Sahara Desert became a communist state, there would be a shortage of sand. A lot of people say that the internet is too personal. Let us disagree with that opinion for a moment. The internet is as impersonal as it could be, to the point where we can get online and become self-delusional, blurting out thoughts concerning our lack of faith, government, religion, and society itself. If anyone criticizes, we can smite them with the power of the internet and cast them into the fires of Hades. Blasphemous malcontents, how dare they? Do they not know who we are? We are the great and might rulers of our domain, and our addresses are unlisted, so let the wars begin. We wish to be malicious, but please no midnight visits to kick our glorious behinds, overtaking our self-proclaimed empires of nothingness. If these fantasies that we personify are not met, we continue on to our Facebook games. We are the kings of our kingdoms, and landowners of our cyber world realities there. We farm our lands and buy the water for our crops, which we constantly monitor, of course. Invasions and raids which take hours to perform, so hurry up and wait. Checking in with our clans, to let them know that we still play. Hopefully, if we are skilled enough, we can become leaders of a mighty order. The responsibilities so grand and time quickly passes, until the realization of our utter nonsense is clear. Friends are gained though, but we find that our friends are only people on the other side of a monitor. Some may have a picture, but many don't. Some have pictures that are new, and others need to be updated. Avatars have become familiar, and they say this is a personal experience. We love our new digital world, but we honestly don't keep it real. We no longer stand up, go outside, or even take time to breathe the morning air. In the meantime, your children go to school and their free lunches are served, but the teachers are turned into slaves. The government has turned the children into a commodity on Wall Street, and our rights are being taken away. Politicians who sold out their causes take money from the rich, who dictate what laws are to be, without a vote from the people they serve. Living under the disguise of charity and profiting with lies. Citizens asking who these people are and why their doors are always closed. Living in a country that has a government that tells us we are free, but we are too ignorant to govern ourselves. From what can be seen, this may be true. We play follow the leader, and stay silent to keep our comforts. The ghettos have housing authorities, and the rich have housing committees, and both sides have to lock their doors. We hide ourselves from expression, because we serve our masters well, allowing the ignorance of many to become the fruits of the few. The poor and the meek become the salvation of the rich and powerful, through tax deductions. The reasoning is ineffective to tyranny because elections are affected, and education presents the truth to do that. Instead of educating ourselves, we look at polls and surveys presented by the media. Work hard and be comfortable, become a part of the community, but don't get involved. Get involved if you must, but don't figure out how free you really are. Safety and protection affected the upright feeling of being vain, greedy, and full of hate. Being catered to while calling it faith and morality instead. Speak our language and learn our ways, because intolerance will not be tolerated. Marketed, categorized, publicized, and censored, we are watching. We will beat in with political correctness, and then convict you without sovereignty. Laws are created for the few, not for the many, and behind closed doors now.
This was brought to you by the strange, the bizarre, the unusual, I like it. On YouTube and Facebook. Listen to our podcast on any of these platforms. Anchor, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, Spotify. Support us on Patreon. And check us out on Discord. All the links can be found in the description below. We thank you for your participation. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, share, make comments. We love feedback.